Welcome to Alyssa Crystal Gallery. We are very pleased to present Vancouver artist Eric Deis. His project, public art project, Last Chance, will be launching at the Vancouver CBC building, 700 Hamilton Street on April 15th. Eric is here to introduce his new work, Last Chance. Eric?
Hi, thank you. I'm Eric Deis. I'm the artist. Currently in downtown Vancouver, where I'm launching a new artwork entitled Last Chance. It's a 40-foot by 30-foot black and white photograph on the CBC building in downtown Vancouver, 700 Hamilton Street. And in conjunction with the exhibition at Alyssa Crystal Gallery in Vancouver, we're having an exhibition of my photograph. Beside me is a color limited edition print of Last Chance. Featured in this photograph is this little house owned by Linda Rupa, and she's kind of one of the last holdouts in downtown Vancouver, where she, under pressure from condominium developers, she finally sold her house in the spring of 2007. And so in small detail in the photograph, you can see she even got a little a sign marked "House and Lot Not for Sale." Well, my photographs capture Vancouver and its history in terms of in its moments of transition. Since Vancouver is changing so frequently, with construction and demolition, our collective memories seem to disappear. So I kind of capture these fleeting moments of the city and what it's like to live in Vancouver. And this is my photograph entitled "Hipsters and Drug Dealers." It's a photograph of the Woodwards building during its demolition phase of August 2006. It's your quintessential Vancouver photograph because it captures all the social dynamics of what's going on. A group of hipsters in a perfect circle with a U-Haul truck moving in to gentrify the area. You've got in the top right corner, you've got a hard blue light, which is from a movie shoot going on the parkade on the left-hand side of the frame. And of course you've got the historic Woodwards building, which is half gutted. Looks like it's been bombed out through terrorist explosion, and then you've got this post-apocalyptic purple sky, which is from the light pollution in downtown Vancouver, all creating this kind of eerie cinematic stage. Now my photographs, I don't manipulate any of the colors. They're kind of true to where it's shot. And so this night photograph is really bright because of all the light sources coming in, and also just kind of the natural light bouncing off the clouds down below. But they're large format photographs, and they're kind of hyper detailed, so you can zoom in and kind of see all the small details and nuances going on within the frame. So in terms of subject matter, it's not just one subject that I'm photographing, it's the context and combination of all different sort of elements. Like even in this windowsill here, you can see there's a box of Tim Horton donuts, which is your kind of your quintessential Canadian food. My photographs capture the idiosyncrasies of urban living and capturing these kind of subtle details and events that happen by chance. And so in this photograph, a set of construction workers pouring cement. And in my photographs, I just don't focus on one subject in particular. It's the combination of different subjects and their interaction which creates a narrative and story within the frame. So starting from in the middle here, we've got the interaction between the workers kind of in transition with these guys up here having coffee, watching what's going on, but at the same time it creates these visual shapes within the frame that kind of push and pull the eye within it, that kind of tell the story captures the moments of transition in Vancouver. This photograph is entitled Rot. It's a picture of a rotting boat hull that was pulled out of False Creek. It was pulled out by the Canadian Navy before the Olympics, and they were dredging False Creek so that they can sonar map it before the games. The Navy pulled it out in the morning, and then in the evening they came by with a backhoe and smashed it to a million smithereens and threw it in the back of a dumpster. It's kind of anthropomorphic in a way, which at first glance it looks like it's a beached whale or some sort of odd artifact. And so I kind of captured these idiosyncratic moments which can tell the history of the city and the place that we live in. So, going as far as there's the Starbucks coffee cups left by the military after they pulled out the boat and were relaxing and celebrating their win. And actually, when I was photographing this image, it was surrounded by police barricades, and I kind of nudged them out of the way. And then I was working and shooting, and I heard this car pull up, and the door slam, and all these footprints. And I look around me, and it was 12 pairs of combat boots surrounding me. I was like, oh crap! And it turned out to be it was the Canadian Navy who pulled this out of False Creek. And they asked me, oh, can you take our picture, please? I seem to come across these just by pure serendipity. I spent a lot of time walking around the city and getting to know kind of every nook and cranny, and there seems to be some places where there's some sort of dynamics going on. In my photographs, I don't photograph subjects in particular. I photograph spaces, and there's these dynamics that happen within spaces. And so that's one interest why I'm interested in construction sites, is because construction sites are like fractures within our landscape, where kind of, these kind of odd things kind of come pouring out. It kind of breaks up the usual day-to-day flow of things. And the same thing with Rod here, that just these sort of events just kind of happen out of the ordinary, and they kind of tell a story about what it's like to live, in this place and time. And that's one reason in my photographs I don't stage anything or add things in Photoshop later or fake things, because I find that the world that we live in is more bizarre than anything I could possibly imagine.